I do
Yeah.
understand there is a little bit of static in the video. It does cut off in the first within the first 2-3 minutes. So bear with us. We're still trying to figure all of this out. Again, Flair's getting a new camera.
Yeah.
I'll fix my mic. I'll get all the background noise out of it and everything like that. But just bear with us. Hey, welcome to episode 1 of our podcast. This is my co-host Flair. Flair, go ahead and say
How-
hi.
How's it going, guys?
Yeah, this is gonna be really awkward at first because we've never done this, so just bear with us. Anyways,
Yeah.
my name's McThesius, or Josh is my real name, but I go by McThesius because that's my Twitch and my kick right there. You guys can see right under this. Um, let's see. I've been playing RuneScape. I probably started what back in 2005, 2006 maybe. So when I was about 9, 10 years old. Um, Back then I was not very good at the game. Still not very good at the game, but also I was never a member as a kid. My mom wouldn't let me until about I want to say what 2007, 2008 maybe. She told me that if I took the trash cans out once a week, she would pay for my membership. Which was, back then it was like
Hmm.
$5 a month. So I was like, oh sweet, this is cool. But even then, when I was a kid as a member, the I remember the main thing I wanted to do as a member was actually go through that Flair, you know the Falador gate up by Taverley where it goes up there
Hmm.
by the little dwarf dude. I remember always walking by that as a non-member. I was like, I want to go in that area for some reason. So that was like one of the first things I did, and then that was basically the most exciting part of being a member for me as a kid was just looking at the new places that I'd never been. I never even knew what to do or anything like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and Flair, go ahead and talk about whatever you want to talk about, and then we can kind of get
Yeah.
started.
Well, I'll start off introducing myself. My name is Flair. My real name is Nathaniel. I've been playing RuneScape since I was eight. Eight. I'm 26 now, so it's been a long journey. Just like Josh, probably the first 5 or 6 years of playing RuneScape, I was a complete noob. I had like
Still
zero
are.
idea. Yeah, and I still am. But I'm working on it. But yeah, I was a complete noob for the first 5 or 6 years because I was like very young when I first started. Um, so I met this guy uh, one day. I was on Twitch. I
Bro, the
usually
funny
don't watch
sorry for
streams.
interrupting, but the funny thing is I don't even like remember you coming into the stream. It
Yeah,
was what, like
because
year no, it was like 2.5 years now probably.
yeah, it's almost 3 years now. But yeah, I usually don't go on Twitch and watch streamers, but I saw this guy who was like shotgunning beers for like subscribers, and I gave him, I think I gifted him a couple subs or something. But yeah, I thought he was
The good
funny,
old
and
days, baby.
yeah, we instantly became friends. No, no homo.
This little rat just
Uh,
wanted all the giveaways.
yeah, I came for the giveaways to be honest, but then he became a good friend. But I my two favorite OSRS activities as of right now, I would say is Last Man Standing. Because me and Josh have figured out a little loophole with all the bots going on right now at Last Man Standing, and you can get a lot of points there and make some pretty good money. Probably make, I think it's like probably like a mil or mil and a half an hour, probably.
Yeah,
That's my guess.
something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Um, but yeah, probably my second favorite activity. If I had to guess.
I already know what's coming.
Right now, it'd be like Wilderness Slayer,
Oh,
just
I
like
actually
currently.
wasn't gonna say that, but
Yeah, no, no, just like currently. Like I've had different in the past, but like right now, it'd be Wilderness, like the things I'm doing the most, you know.
yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
Um, but yeah, yeah. So
Bro.
I'm not really much of a streamer, as you can tell. Like I don't have any like socials or like Twitch username plugged in below, but
Not yet, right?
not yet. Maybe there is some to come, but we will see. Um,
That's
I
good enough for
am,
now. That's a good enough introduction. You can go ahead
yeah,
and keep it
yeah,
down.
yeah. Let's pass it on.
I'm just kidding. No, so I would say my two favorite activities because I did forget to put that in my little introduction. Um,
You
Honestly,
did, you did,
TOA.
yeah.
A TOA is probably number one right now. Just fun chasing purples. It's Blair here absolutely hates it, and I try to get him to do it with me every single day, but he never does. Normally tries to bribe me, saying he'll do it if I give him a mill or something.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, he hates doing it for some reason. He just doesn't like the repetitiveness, I guess. But then number two, I would say, actually right now, like this is kind of a new one, is actually Gauntlet. I've actually really been enjoying that because it's something
Yeah,
I
you've been doing that a
kind of
lot.
just learned it, and obviously I just finished Song of the Elves on this account, so kind of forced myself to learn it. Going for both right now. But anyways, as far as podcast names, we actually do have two names, but we haven't
Yeah. Yeah,
chosen
this
one
is
yet.
this is interesting topic.
We try to make them RuneScape related, and also since both of us are noobs, we're not good at the game. We don't really
Yeah.
know much about the game.
We're not gonna say we're on the level of
Yeah,
any
and
YouTuber
no,
or
not
any
even close.
streamer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, so the first one we have is kind of like a play on words, a little acronym, is AGS. Everyone knows AGS is what, Orbital God Sword, something like that. But what we decided to come up with is AGS always getting sat. And then the other option would be 10 tick Titans because we're slow. When it comes to BKing, we are slow at everything. We don't 2 tick, 3 tick skills or anything like that. We're just, again, we're total noobs. But that's kind of why we're doing this, is because we think it'd be fun and funny to tell you guys our stories and everything like that, what we've been through and all that. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's kind of what we want this podcast to be about. Is we want to give people like a more realistic perspective on things when it comes to making money, bossing, PKing, all that kind of stuff. You know, you see these, nothing against them. Like obviously they're really really good at the game. All these other content creators, and they, at least
Yeah,
for me,
which we didn't mention our top three, but we can come back to that.
yeah, we will. Um, you watch all these guides for stuff, right? And you see them, they do it super easily, and then you go into it thinking, oh, I could do that, I can do that, and then you go and then you fail miserably. At least that was that. I've done that multiple times. I know Flair does it because he sucks at the game.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding,
So,
Flair.
yeah.
But yeah. So what we want to do is we want to give like a more realistic point of view when it comes to that kind of stuff. And
Yeah. From a noob perspective,
yeah,
you know.
exactly. And like I feel like not many people get to see that side. And like sometimes you can get discouraged when you try and do those activities, and you tend to give up easily. So yeah, that's kind of what we want to do, and obviously you'll see. We'll in the next couple episodes we'll probably post some clips, some funny clips of us trying to do things and failing because it happens all the time.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean,
definitely.
yeah. Oh, side note: if you guys see Flair's camera flickering, it is
Yeah.
because his webcam is kind of broken. So
Yeah.
he did just
So
order a new one, so it should be better by the time the next
yeah, I
episode comes
literally
out.
ordered a new one before we started recording this. So yeah,
So just a heads up, if it
we'll
does
have
go
that
crazy,
fixed.
we might have to turn off his camera and fix it. But
Yep.
we can still
Yeah.
keep it going anyways. Um, let's see. I'll talk
So
about
you do you want to talk
streaming for
about
me.
your top three? Uh,
We could do that
stream.
later at the end, towards the end. Oh, sorry. Back to the podcast names. But yeah, so it was AGS always getting sat or 10 Tick Titans. If you guys could vote in the comments, that would be great.
Oh yeah.
Also, if you do have another name that's kind of RuneScape related, about like kind of being bad at the game and everything like that, because that's kind of what we're going for. Go ahead and comment that down below, and if we end up using your name, we'll give you guys 10 mil cash. So there's a little incentive for that if you guys want to kind of help us out with a name. But if we don't see anything, we'll probably just end up going with one of those. Kind of see what people vote for and everything. If anyone even sees this, right? We don't even know.
Yeah.
But I guess I'll talk a little bit about how streaming has gone for me. So I actually started streaming, what, 3 years ago maybe, and I was at the time I was streaming like Fortnite, Call of Duty, and all this stuff. I played RuneScape, but like I've always I was always kind of like embarrassed by it. Flair. I mean, Flair, you know this. It's a game. And people who don't play RuneScape,
People make
they
fun
look
of it.
at it and they're like, "Why? Like, what? Do you play
Yeah.
RuneScape?"
People
They're
make
like,
fun of
"What?
this
You're
game.
playing pixels."
Yeah.
And like, so I was always kind of like embarrassed to stream or whatever. But streaming with other games like Call of Duty, Fortnite, I would only get 1 to 2 viewers maybe, and like those games
Yeah.
kind of get old after a while. You play them for so long, and like,
RuneScape just does not get
yeah,
old.
it doesn't get old. Yeah, and so
Just,
one day I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm just gonna stream RuneScape. I don't really care what people think. And I think the first stream, like, I got like 6 or 7 viewers, which is like a big thing for me because I was streaming Call of Duty and Fortnite for like a couple months and only getting 1 to 2 viewers maybe if I was lucky, you know. So
Yeah.
I was like, so once I saw that, I was like, oh, this is kind of cool, you know. Like, and then it actually got me. And when I first started streaming, so it was like it was bad. Like I did not like I knew how to play the game, but I didn't know anything about the game. Like we always come a long way just from playing with each other and stuff like that. But still, again, we're nowhere near some of the other guys' levels. But
Yeah.
yeah, I used to do a lot of giveaways on stream, which obviously brought in a ton of viewers. How I
Mhm.
met, well, maybe what
One of
made
the
Flair stick around a little
one of
bit.
the reasons I
But
know
no,
you.
I've actually met a bunch of people, a bunch of cool people, and made a lot of friends, and yeah, it's been good. But um, yeah, I mean, obviously people come for the giveaways, and that's fine. That was kind of my goal was bait people in the stream, and maybe they'll stick around, which it did. We had a what was it like year and a half ago? We had a group of like 5 or 6 that play like every night, right, Flair?
Yeah, it was a good group of 4 to 6 people.
Yeah, and then kind of just fizzled out because people stopped playing, and
Yeah,
I did stop streaming for like 5 6 months. Just
I
kind of
remember
got burnt out a little bit, which
that.
that always happens when you play RuneScape. You get burnt out and want to do other things, or
Oh yeah,
just don't have time. Um,
definitely.
but yeah, I mean, as far as our accounts right now, we're what? I'm like 110 combat. I mean, I guess I could mention what happened to our other accounts, but you know what? Screw it.
And
We're gonna mention
we
it.
could
Screw it.
we could say
No,
we could save it.
we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. Basically, I had like a level 125 and Flair. I think we're both 125, right? And
Yes,
long
yeah.
story short, we got banned, and
Well.
don't
I
want to talk too
my
much
my
about it.
one my 125 I spent 10 years on. His 125 he spent like 3 years on. So
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah. But yeah, obviously we deserved it. I'm not gonna lie. Well,
yeah, we're not gonna go into specifics on
maybe in
what
episode 2 or something, we'll talk about it, tell
yeah.
stories and everything. But we've learned our lesson, and luckily, I had like a level. What we got banned? What in like May or something like that.
Yeah, it's been like 2 or 3 months.
So luckily, I actually had a level 50. This is kind of a funny story. So I don't know if I should admit this, but screw it. I always admit it on stream, so why not admit it here, right? So my level 50 was a girl account. Oh, this is the name of it was Mrs. OP because Flair's main was named Mr. OP, so I did it as a joke to kind of mess with him.
Yeah.
Anyways, so what I would do is I would walk around like GE and stuff as like a totem noob and like rune armor, and like dudes would come up to me and just
I remember this shit.
try and talk to me and give me tons of free stuff. And I was like, you know what? Screw it. If this is what's gonna make me money, I'm taking it. I don't even care. And here's the thing: is I never once told them like I'm a chick. Like they just come up to you and start giving you stuff. It's like, hey, I'm just gonna take it. They think I'm a chick. Who cares?
Yeah, this man's shameful. Don't listen to this guy.
You got to do what you got to do to make some GP. I was down bad at the time. Okay, I think the most I made in one night was like 11 mil, dude.
Yeah, I remember one night you were raking in some
And
money.
I was like, this could be what I'm doing from now on. No, but no.
Yeah.
But anyway, so so I had that account, and it was only like level 50 at the time. So when I got banned, I was like, oh, here's a kind of side note. Um, when I got banned, I was streaming. My content got kind of boring. Like I wasn't doing any. Like I would go live 3 4 times a week, do TOA for 3 4 hours, and then end stream. Like that's literally all I was doing. Because I really wanted to pull a staff, and I never did, unfortunately. But um, so and the thing was, is I knew that people weren't. I mean, obviously they might have been interested at first, but when you're doing it 3 4 times a week and that's all you're streaming is TOA out, I was like, I almost didn't care about the viewers at that point. It was just like, I just want, I really want to pull a staff and make money. And so it was kind of a blessing in disguise when it came to the ban. Obviously, it sucked. My account's gone now, but because it allowed me to go on this level 50 and kind of almost start over and start the grind over again, which provided more content and all that kind of stuff. What I didn't notice until I was like level 90, I think, was that my buddy had given me an account a while ago, that which is now the account that I gave Flare because both of us got banned, and it was level like 104 at the time, and I was like, dude, I could have been spending this last month and a half just on a level 104 instead of starting from level
Yeah,
50,
so
doing all the quests
thanks
over again.
thanks for doing all
So yeah,
that
the account that he has
scholarship.
now, the account that he has now was level 104. It had full void, it had fire, like everything, and I was like, dude, I just forgot about this account. Like, I could have just started from there. But no,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyways, it's come a long way. So since May, I think we're
Yeah, we've
both.
been grinding. We've been grinding. We're trying to get back to like close to max, not max stats, but very high combat stats, and then
Yeah,
trying to get back to more TOA, and then we have some maybe next in the future.
hopefully, yeah.
That would, yeah,
Because we
that's
both
like
just hit
that's
70 agility as
hopeful.
well. So
Yeah.
obviously we
But
need to
yeah,
learn how to do it. But
we're gonna be
um,
doing a lot of things along this journey.
yeah. And again, this first episode is gonna be basically kind of just about us. Again, we do plan on like showing you guys clips of like kind of our progress, all that kind of stuff, and
Definitely.
obviously it's gonna be a lot more funny once you start hearing all our stories and kind of like see that we really are not very good at the game, and hopefully that entertains you guys. But
I mean, we're not like what we were saying. Like we're not horrible at this game, but like we're not like streamer quality. Like I'd say we always say like on a 1 to 10 scale, we're like a 6.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
So
And like I've come across people in my streams that, because I'll say that all the time, like, no, I'm not good at the game. Like I like playing it, and then a lot of people will be like, what are you talking about? Like you're literally doing a solo raid right now, and I'm like, okay, but that's true. And then they're like, no, like we can't do that. And again,
but
not everyone,
yeah,
but I've
there's
also,
other aspects of the game that we
yeah,
lack.
and like
Yeah.
I've also come across people that are like, yeah, you're a total noob. Like, and these people are super rich, good at every
Yeah.
single thing they do, and I'm just like, yeah, and which is, it's funny because they like watching it because I'm like a noob. Like for example, I met this one dude who Flair doesn't really like, but I think I met him like around the same time as Flair. But this
We're not
dude's
gonna say names here.
this dude's got max stats, everything like that. And when I first started streaming RuneScape, I was like, what can I do to get people in here? And that's when I started doing the giveaways and stuff. But at the time, I didn't have any money, so I was like, screw it. I made my title Barrow's Loot Giveaway, right? Because I, in my head, as a noob, I'm thinking, oh yeah, people are definitely gonna want this loot, like they're gonna want this free Barrow's loot or whatever, right? So that was like the first time I ever did giveaways, and I ended up pulling, I don't remember exactly what item it was, some Barrow's item, and the guy that won was like a 126 max stats, 7 bill bank, like doesn't need it, right? And he's like, I'll take it, I want it. I traded to him, and the second I traded to him, he just alks it. I'm like, what the hell, dude? like, me, I would have loved to have that. Like you don't like again. I was like, I could have just made a couple hundred K off that, and he just, the GP doesn't matter to him because he's so good at the game, and he has all the money that he needs. So, but yeah, that was just kind of funny because again, you come across people who, like all kinds of people like us, people who are total noobs, even worse than us, and then you come across people who are insanely good at the game. And I feel like Flair and I are more like the people, kind of just like the average
In the
players,
middle,
Yeah,
right
and
in the
like I feel
middle.
like we can kind of relate to a lot of other players when it comes to, again, when it comes to doing things in the game from our perspective. Like it's not going to be the best, it's not going to be the worst, but it's going to be a little bit more realistic when you're kind of watching than you are when you're like watching guys trying to do things, because those guys, again, they do everything perfectly, which again, nothing wrong with that, no hate to them, but that's just not us. We're just not that good. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah.
let's see. Okay. Now we can talk. I guess we can talk about the top three content creators. So you want to go one at a time, or do you want to just go three each? Let's go one at a time.
You can just do yours and I'll do mine.
No, we're gonna go one at a time. We're gonna switch off.
Like
So
more fast to
three,
worst.
three, two, one. Yeah. So
All right.
no. So you're
Worst to
three.
best.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Framed is gonna be my worst or my third. I've been watching Frame for like 6 years.
What about his videos do you like? Is it just like, oh,
Well,
you love the PKing and stuff, huh?
he used to do luring videos, and he
Those are
actually had
always funny. Yeah.
a lot of controversy around him. But now he's just super good at PKing, and he's
Nowhere near as good as who.
yeah, whatever. And we're not gonna have the argument, but anyways,
Oh yes,
Frame's
we
gonna be
are.
my third. Spark Mac is gonna be my second.
Sparkmax's an
Uh,
old one.
Yeah, he's been around for a while. He's one of the OGs to me. I was gonna put Chris Archie actually as my first.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, he's a mod. He's now a mod, but he used to make really good videos. But Chris Archie doesn't make videos, so I put Torvesta as my first. Torvesta, I
Wow,
just
this
love
is
I
kind of
love his
funny.
content. He probably my favorite right now. Torvesta, if you ever watch this, you're killing it. Keep doing you. And Spark Mac and Framed as well. There,
Man, that's kind of
shout
funny
out.
because my number one does not like he always talks crap on those guys, which I think is really
Hmm.
funny. But I mean, he kind of talks crap on everyone, but it's more like just a joke, you know, for the
Yeah.
content and everything.
All right,
Okay,
so
I guess I'll go. Number three, I was kind of torn between two. Um, both of them are fairly new, like new to me at least. Like I didn't haven't been watching them that long, but uh, probably between Alfie and Greg. Probably a lot more people know who Alfie is than Greg. Greg's a PKer, but what really made me I think I'm gonna have to go with Greg over Alfie just because I think he's a little bit more entertaining. But what really drew me to him was when he did the hardcore Iron Man group with Oda, and it was really funny watching him struggle and like because you see this dude's a PKer, right? Doesn't know anything about the game. Doesn't know anything else about the game. So when you see him try to go into a hardcore Iron Man group and struggle, and it's, I think one of my favorite moments of his was when he was trying to do Jad on the hardcore, and Fox or Foe or whatever his name is was talking him through it for like 15 minutes. When he finally got to Jad, he was in a safe spot. And he's like, okay, this is what you do. They talk about it for like 15, 20 minutes. Greg walks out and immediately tanks a hit from Jad, and it doesn't one hit him. And Fox is like, it's like tab, 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 like get out of there, get out of there. He's like, no, I can do this, I can do this. So I saw that dude, I was just busting up laughing. I was like, there's no way this dude literally had all the prep in the world, had a talk with one of the better Iron Men in the game, telling him exactly what to do, and he goes out and the first thing he does is mess up. So that was really funny. So that really made me like Greg, you know, just watching that whole series. Number
yeah,
two,
Greg's cool.
number two is one I've actually probably the one I've been one of the first guys I actually really enjoyed watching because again I would always watch these guides and it obviously you don't really watch guides for entertainment, you know, you watch guides so that you can learn things, right, you know, and learn how to boss, learn how to do quests, all this stuff. And again I those were good because they help you, but it was never really entertaining.
Oh, I know who this is.
Yeah, you do. But I remember I was trying to go do a boss and I didn't know what to do and I was like, okay, whatever, I'm just gonna look up a guide. And then it was for Sarachnis, and the first video was like Sarachnis for noobs or whatever. I was like, okay, perfect, I'll click that one. And it was King Condor, this Australian dude, freaking hilarious dude. And I remember the first thing he says is he goes, "I didn't even know this was a boss until about 2 weeks ago. I've never done it, but we're gonna go into it." And then this is literally the start of the video. And he goes, "I was dumb enough to think that you guys were all asking me for Sarachnis guide, and I thought that you guys were saying Sarah chins, like meaning I do the Sarah boss with Chinchampas, which doesn't really make sense." And he's like, "But I was dumb enough to think that's what you guys really wanted." And then I saw that and I just started busting up laughing, dude. And then so that from then on I started like kind of watching him. He streams on YouTube, but yeah, I think
Yeah, and
he's
he kind of has like the concept we're going for, like from kind of
yeah,
like a
kind
pro
of
perspective.
yeah,
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 kind of
and
like the
like
concept.
but he's also very good at the game. So like
Yeah,
he
he's way
says
better
like
at
and
some
he's like
stuff.
if I can do this you can anyway. But he makes it like hilarious, you know? Like all of his guides, everything are really funny. And then number one,
Yeah.
obviously, we all know who
Here
this
we go.
is.
Okay,
I'm wearing
we
his
gotta
shirt, baby. I'm
we gotta
wearing his
short
shirt.
we gotta shorten this one here.
Oda Block, baby. Obviously, you know, Oda Block's the best PKer in the game. There's no one can argue that. He's better than Spark Mac, he's better than Torvesta, he's better than Framed. He's beat them all multiple times. They will never, ever come close to him, alright? Flair, you hear that? No one.
All right, all right.
But yeah, no,
What
I've
were
been
you saying?
watching actually I've been watching Oda for what? Probably a year now. A
Yeah,
little
it's like
over
not
it
too
was
long.
a little over a year, I
You hop on
think.
the bandwagon.
It was like no. Well, here's the thing: is in Oda's Gano, because I watch his streams all the time, dude, and he talks about it. He's like, people see clips of me, and he's always screaming. You know, he's just loud, obnoxious, and I knew who Oda was for the longest time. But again, I was one of those people who saw those clips or whatever, and was like, yeah. this guy's loud and obnoxious and just I don't, you just don't, you just kind of dismiss it and just move on, But it wasn't until I really wanted to learn how to PK, like, what was it? Yeah, I wanted to learn how to avenge fight. That's what it was. I was like, screw it. I'm tired of PVMing. I'm tired of all this. I wanna. No, what happened? I got hacked. Do you remember that Flare when I got hacked?
Yeah.
That's another story. Is I got hacked and this dude Flare says he saw my account online because it was when I wasn't playing. Do you remember that Flare?
Yeah.
I wasn't playing. Were you messaging me in game?
Yeah. I was
Did we
like,
talk
"What are
about
you
this?
doing on?" I was like, "What are you doing on?"
Yeah, because I was on a break and then
And then you were like on for 30 minutes, didn't respond to like my 4 messages, and I was like,
yeah, which is weird. I don't know how I got hacked. Oh no, I do because I went to check if my auth was on and it was not on. But again, I
yeah.
don't know. I don't know how they got my
Someone.
password and bank pin and everything, but could have been keylogger, but I don't remember clicking it. I did search my computer for keyloggers, all that stuff, and it said it was fine. But anyways, yeah. So then when I got back on, I was like, everything's gone. I didn't have that much. I probably had like a 300-400 mil bank. So, which was again for me and Flair, that's a lot. Like it is
Yeah.
not like we
Yeah.
aren't
Like
that good at
your bank.
PKing.
You tell me your bank is like your bank worth right now is what 300.
I think right now it's only 210, and like 100 of it is items from Jew, my super rich friend. He's just letting me borrow because he doesn't
So
play
you have
his
like
main
100
anymore.
mil.
Yeah, I probably have like 100 mil bank right now, which again is pretty
Okay.
good for a 110, I would say. But
Yeah.
anyway, so I log on and I remember I was like, dude, everything's gone. And this is like I had just wanted to start playing again. And then I think I texted you. I was like, I got hacked, and you're like, what?
Yeah. I didn't believe you at first.
And I was like, everything's gone. And then you were like, that's when you told me, like, well, I did see you on like a couple weeks ago. And I was like,
Yeah.
what? And he's like, yeah, you weren't responding, so I didn't even like think anything of it. And I was like, really?
Yeah. I thought you were just like not ignoring me or just like busy or something.
Yeah, so that was, and then that's kind of where I wanted to. So this is back to the Oda thing. This is where I wanted to learn how to PK because it's like, screw it, I'm done grinding for money with like PVM and everything. Maybe I can get lucky with some PKing. And my biggest thing was revenge fighting looked a lot easier to me than NHing. So I was like, okay, I think I can do that because I had done free to play PKing back in the past, and you just do what Maple Short Bow Rune 2H. I was like, okay, that's so I had some experience kind of doing that. So I was like, okay, I think I can do avenge fight where I just avenge and spec at the right time. Obviously
Yeah.
get your eats down because eating's really important in avenge fights, but so that's when I started looking up guides, and then I started watching all of Oda's videos because obviously that's what he does, that he risk fights. So he's really good at risk fighting. I was like, okay, and he actually has a video where he talks about like teaching people how to bench fight and all that. So then I started watching him, and I was like, oh, he's like not as bad as people say he is, or from what I thought. So then I like pulled up to his stream, and like this was probably like August last year is when I first started. And then he had like um he had a whole subathon in September, which that was one of the funnest things I've ever watched, dude. It lasted for like 26 days or something like that. And so then from then I kind of just I was like, okay, yep, I am officially an Oda fan.
Romance.
Yeah, and that's
Indeed.
so I was like, yep, this guy is hilarious. Because again, you watch him, dude, and again, you see these clips of him. He's very loud, very obnoxious, and he always talks about that. He's like, people see that and they think something of me, and then they come and watch me, and then like, oh, he's like actually kind of fun to watch, right? Which I feel like a lot of his viewers would kind of agree with that. Like until you actually watch him, you're gonna kind of think the same thing. But then he's also very edgy, and
Yeah,
people,
he's great. He's growing on me. Like I didn't like him at first, but he's growing on me. He's definitely a good PKer. I can't argue against that.
yeah, no, he's yeah, it's insane. But yeah, so that's really what got me onto Oda. So I really
But
enjoy
yeah,
watching his stuff.
I think that's. I mean, yeah. You want to talk about like the plan we're doing on the if we get 10 comments with the RS names.
Oh yeah. Well, no, that will probably be for the next video. But as far as well, we plan on. Okay, here's the thing: is we plan on doing a giveaway every episode, which will probably be hopefully once a week, probably more like once every 2 3 weeks because it's kind of hard to get this set up and everything like that. But ideally,
Depending on how many
exactly,
people are watching. Yeah.
exactly, yeah. So I mean, obviously, these first couple episodes probably aren't going to get a ton of views, but
Yeah.
I mean that'd be nice if they did. But anyways, again, back to
Huh.
that. If you guys do have any like podcast names, go ahead and comment those down below. Again, if we use yours, we'll just make sure you put your RuneScape name with whatever your title is, so that we know you're not like doubling up or whatever.
We're going
Um,
50-50
yeah,
on
50
the 10
50.
mil.
And again, 10 mil might not sound like a lot to some people. Other people might sound like a lot. We don't have a lot right now, so that's kind of what we're going to go with. Obviously, the more we play, because we are getting into, our accounts are getting better, so we're kind of getting better money makers and everything, which is nice. But again, yeah, so that's kind of the goal for that is go ahead and drop your comments with whatever name you have. If we use it, we'll reach out to you.
Yep.
One way or
We'll
another.
make sure
Maybe
you get paid.
I could post my Discord link in the YouTube bio or description or whatever, so that
Yeah.
you guys could
There
join
you
it, and then that way, if I choose your guys' name, I can go ahead and PM you, and then we'll go ahead and pay you out. Yeah, again, we do plan on doing a giveaway to anyone who comments from probably from episode 2 on. It'll be everyone that comments, as long as we'll say if we get 10 comments at the very least, we'll go ahead and again, put your RuneScape names. We'll put them in a little wheel. I do stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, sometimes Saturday, just depending on everything. I got a wife and kids, so it's kind of hard. That's why I have this sheet up. I'm in a 1-bedroom apartment, and my wife's right on the other side of it, and the kids sleeping in the bedroom. But yeah, so we'll go ahead and I do stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday. With as far as the giveaways, I'll have like a wheel or something with all your guys' names on it, and I'll pull it live on stream. And then even if you're not in the stream, as long as you're in the Discord, or I don't know if you can message on YouTube or something. I'll figure out a way to reach out to you guys, and we'll go ahead and give you the prize for that. But again, yeah, the whole goal of this podcast is going to be, it's going to be like kind of like a comedic standpoint of noobs, basically. So like, again, we're gonna have clips. We'll react to clips. We'll give you guys our opinions on things, and like how we see it from a more average player's point of view, all that kind of good stuff. So hopefully you guys like this. It'd be great if you could like and subscribe. This first episode is actually going to be posted on my YouTube, which is just McThesius, same as my Kick and Twitch. But after we figure out a name, we'll have an actual YouTube channel for the podcast, and then we'll post everything on there from then on. But yeah, I mean, again, if you could just like and subscribe, that would be huge for us. All the interaction we can get would be super helpful.
Yeah, and comment a name if you guys can think of one.
Yeah, again, yeah, and again, we're hoping the thing we're trying to go with is something to where it makes us sound like we suck at the game, because again, we don't like suck, but we aren't the best. So that's why our 2 names are Tintic Titans and Always Getting Sad. So because it's kind of funny, it's a play on words, all that kind of stuff.
That's a good one already, but
I like the AGS one a lot. I've done a couple polls, and on Twitter, I mean, I didn't get a ton of votes, but it's kind of crazy because me and Flair both like AGS better, but the majority of the people that voted in Discord and on Twitter both said they all said they like the Tintic Titans better.
Which was interesting, yeah.
Which was interesting. I kind of just came up with that one on the fly because I couldn't think of anything else besides the AGS one. I was like, all right, screw it. Everyone's gonna pick the AGS one anyways because it's play on words, and we're always getting sad because again, we try to PK and we die, or we try to boss, we die. We try to do anything, we die. You know what I mean? But yeah, again, liking and subscribing helps a lot.
Definitely.
Thank you guys for listening. This was actually a lot of fun. It actually went better than I was hoping. It probably took us 20 minutes for us to actually start this because of how awkward it seemed.
Courage.
I could not come up.
This guy's a streamer, and he's
more
dude. Nervous than me.
Like I kept like trying to start the video, and I would freeze. I'm like, this is just awkward. Like whatever. But I mean, obviously as time goes on, we'll get more comfortable and we'll get used to it. But yeah, again,
definitely. Thank
you guys all for listening. Hopefully you got through the whole video. It might be kind of long at this point. It's probably been 30 minutes.
Yeah, something like that.
Anyways, I'm probably not going to edit this. I'll probably cut up whatever the beginning was, the first 20, 30 minutes was trying to get it started. But yeah, again, we'll come up with a name, start our own YouTube channel for it, and then we'll go from there. Hopefully you guys like it. Again, like, subscribe, comment, anything like that. All interaction helps, even if it's hate,
Yeah, just give us.
And that's another thing, dude.
Give us your worst comments down below.
You're not gonna hurt our feelings. Like we don't care.
We
like we've heard everything in the book.
Yeah.
Obviously, as me streaming, as like a player who's not very good at the game, I've heard everything, you know. So like, screw it, you know. I would say
We're gonna get some of those comments. I can see
I'm
it.
kind of a toxic person when it comes to streaming and like with my friends and everything. So like, we like messing around like that, you know. Like I don't,
Yeah,
if like we always
we
flame each
play
other.
around a
Yeah,
lot.
exactly. So anything's welcome. Like I don't care. Yeah, just say whatever. But yeah, again, thank you all for watching. Blair, do you
Yeah,
have anything you want to say at the end?
no, uh,
All
I
right,
think you summed it up. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and hopefully we'll catch you guys soon. Peace
perfect.
out.
All right, see you, everybody.